Hi everyone, welcome to Group II of the newest Casamance release for 2020. We're going to start with a really exuberant little number called Tereshchenko. This is an amazing embroidery. Casamance have become a little bit favoured for their highly textural and interesting dynamic embroideries. This is a really lovely cotton linen base cloth, dense colour, piece dyed, with an amazing embroidery motif on top, realised in 7 colours per colourway. There's differences in depth and weight in the layers of embroidery which give a really strong light and shade effect and create dimension in this beautiful floral design. It's a really robust and exciting cloth and allows you to bring in lots of other different colours into your project. I absolutely love this design. It really makes your eyes happy. I'll carry on holding on to it while I introduce you to Petale. This is a great way to show how you can combine the plains back to great effect and introduce different colours. Petale is a stunning cotton linen wide width drapery. What I love about it is it responds to a really current market trend for stonewash finishes. So this has a stonewash effect on the surface, which you can see gives it that lovely, supple, very, very relaxed look that everyone's been asking for their window treatments. It also greatly improves the surface tactility, so you really want to touch it. And this will be the point of difference between presenting plain polyester and a product like this. The touch will be what makes people fall in love with the cloth. It's been realised in some stunning shades, which are a response to where we see the market heading. And as usual with Casamance, it's brave and undiluted when it comes to the colours that have been selected. This absolutely will become one of your everyday favourites. Next, we move to another slightly more modern take on an embroidery. This is called Larimar. A beautiful solid base has this almost silhouette style embroidery surface, giving it incredible modernity. There's a density of yarn used in the embroidery in these solid pieces to give real substance so that they leap off the background. You'll see some stunning shots of it used in colours like this incredible citric gold in the collection. I love this design. I think it's dramatic and bold, and again, a little bit of a 70s colour palette. Peach we're seeing coming through in a really big way, but very, very usable neutral. I absolutely adore this cloth, and it's a great one to show back with items like Paris, Texas, that are classics from the Casamance brand. Here we have Pont. This is a spectacular semi-wide width, 275, slightly unusual, sateen. The lovely thing about Pont is this is actually a dual-purpose cloth and achieves a really robust residential rating for upholstery, which is an opportunity for really classic design. This is the kind of thing you can use for bedding, headboards, striking fitted pieces of upholstery, and it's got a shimmer to it with a surface texture that really brings it to life. You may like to show this alongside an earlier dulled sateen called Brooks, if somebody's looking for a slightly more matte version of a satin. But I love the sumptuousness that this offers, and it's a lovely counterpoint to the dry look and hand linens from the rest of the collection. Here we introduce a lovely design called Panthere. It just comes in 3 very 70s shades. We'll give you a close-up on this so you can see the detail, but it's a very densely patterned cloth, and hiding in amongst the foliage is a panther in the jungle leaping out. It's a real nod to 70s maximalism, the kind of thing you would have seen on clothing, realised as an upholstery weight. This is a really stunning item. It deserves to be the centre of attention in your scheme, and it's got a lovely dense weight. A classic take from Casamance of mixing matte and dry yarns together to create depth and surface interest. So you get this real catching of the light effect with this cloth. It's a really lovely design. Adding to the really refined staple of cut velvet upholsteries from the brand, we've now got Sarabande. A sarabande is a lively piece of music, and you get this rhythmic effect replicated here through the structure of the design, a bouncing kind of movement of your eye across the cloth to sort of symbolise, I guess, that dance-like quality. It's got an incredibly dense surface pile. I really invite you to touch it and engage with it, and a thick, sturdy base cloth. So it feels dense, substantial, weighty, and opulent. There's some really lovely striking colours. This is a colour we see from the brand a lot, so it allows you to pair it back with previous releases. And then these punchy mid-century shades, which enliven the product. Lovely design. Last fabric for Group 2 is my personal favourite, and one that I think will absolutely be taking Australia by storm. This design is called Minaude. It's an incredible dry hand, incredibly soft, liquid-like velvet that's wide width. I'm so excited. The great thing about this is it can be used for drapery and upholstery. So it's a really, really wonderful opportunity to celebrate velvet, something that Zepel has been known for. This has got a dry hand, which we are often requested rather than something sheeny, and it's very minimal on tracking. So I can see this becoming a staple for everybody. I love the palette. Here's our nod to the 70s and these lovely fleshy tones that we're starting to see come through. And then some classics from the brand, like these deep teals and navies. Soft greens, which we're being asked for a lot, which are a lovely Australian palette, eucalyptus, sage, things like that. I love this cloth. I think you could take this out with every Casamance release for the rest of your life and it would go well. So the great thing to point out with this when speaking with your upholsterer is the pile runs down the roll. So here are the widths, and there's an identifier to indicate the direction of the pile and usage. Next, we'll move on to the wallpapers. I'll begin with Orphee. This is a paper-backed paper stock quality. It's got lustered metallic print through it that gives this two-tone effect and allows the designs to leap off the backing paper. It's very, very elegant, refined, and touches on some of the themes we've seen with the flora and fauna from some of the earlier fabrics. The next one to introduce is called Le Velours, which is French for velvet. We now see Johara, an incredible textured wallpaper which we have loved from an earlier collection, now realised in 40-odd colours. It's got that heavy paper stock that we've become familiar with that's got a wipeable surface, and it's paired back with this stunning, punchy little design that emulates feathers. This will be a go-to, and Johara is our second biggest selling wallpaper, which is pretty spectacular given that we've only had it in 8 colours till now. This will be a go-to. And then we finish with Bagatelle. Bagatelle is the wall coverings release from Casamance for the year. It's an exuberant collection in 3 designs, this being the most dramatic. An incredible digitally printed viscose yarn laid vertically down the paper. It's got this lustered, shimmering surface to catch the light and pairs back beautifully with the textured plain, which makes a really lovely, luxurious and modern alternative to a traditional grass cloth. At the back, there's one final panoramic style design, which drifts from light to dark and comes in a 3-metre repeat. Absolutely love this book. It's an opportunity to allow your walls to come to life. So that's Group 2 from the 2020 Casamance release. Thanks for watching.